All right, we're live.
Awesome.
THC on the YT.
They're letting us on the internet again. Damn it.
Yeah, the ban has been lifted. Just kidding. There was never a
Yeah.
ban. I just got really busy with
we
work
were
this week.
we were way too controversial last time. So YouTube said take a break, guys. All this heat.
YouTube said, fuck y'all.
Yeah. You guys take a break for a little bit. But welcome everyone. If you are new to the show, I am Mike. This is Matt on the other side of the screen. We're the Hardcover Comic. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is what we do, live streams like this randomly. So if you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell, YouTube should let you know whenever we're being crazy, planning these last second live streams.
Yeah, this was a legit last minute.
yeah. To the point where it's like I just got a message from Matt, and he's like, "Live stream, impromptu stream. Sure, I'll grab my laptop. Let's do it." But yeah, be sure to subscribe if you haven't. If you hit the notification bell, YouTube should let you know whenever we do one of these things, and whenever we post a new video, it should let you know as well. I know it doesn't every time, but hopefully it does moving forward. Yeah, be sure to check out our Patreon as well. We are doing giveaways there. Should be doing the next one soon, to be honest with you. It's this week.
Yeah,
that's pretty exciting. Should be an omnibus this month too.
It will be an omnibus.
Yeah,
it is official. It is going to be an omnibus dropping this week. So
very exciting.
I just got to share this real quick. This is hilarious to me. So Xander Blitz just jumped on. What's up, sir, ma'am?
Hello.
I accidentally subbed thinking this was a THC channel, but now I'm here and my cannabinoid receptors are tingling.
Well, I mean, I am Canadian and I do enjoy THC as well, so we could we'll see where things go, man.
That's great.
Yeah, I think we've tricked a couple people. I mean, we're not tricking people, it is the acronym for the name.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I can see how it's misleading.
But we're appealing to the masses, and that's what we're going for. If you partake in the other forms, hey, that just enhances your experience with us. So
enjoy some of that, and then try out comic books, and try not to like comic books afterwards. Good luck.
I dare ya.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if once these borders open up and Canadians can visit the U.S. again. We'll see. We might have a THC squared live stream in person. We'll see what happens. It might get crazy.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting stream for sure.
We might have to take a break from YouTube after that one.
Yes.
Yeah. But so a few crazy things happening this week from a pop culture standpoint and a comic book standpoint. Of course, for us comic book fans, stores have gotten books in this past week. Granted, not too many titles. There are a few selected ones from each company, but shops are getting new content now. Once again.
Yep, I started getting the emails from Image and Dynamite and everyone else sending us advanced copies of things, and I was like, oh, I'm starting to feel normal again.
Right.
I haven't heard back from our friends at Marvel, though. I might have to reach back out to David and be like, hey, sir, don't forget about us.
Yeah, send us those number ones, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see things get a little more normalized over the next few weeks.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But yeah, there was some there's been a lot going on this week. So first of all, we'll start little and then work our way to the big news that everybody, I'm sure, is wanting to talk about. But so the littleish news is Ruby Rose is leaving Batwoman officially. She no longer wants to do the show. She put out a press release. The show put out a press release. Everybody's saying that they are continuing with the season 2 and they are going to recast Batwoman.
Yeah.
So how that's going to work, who the hell knows?
Right.
We'll have to find out and see what they do. And there's a few actresses that are interested in the role.
Right.
Yeah,
it makes me wonder because from what I read, she left because it was too many hours, just too much work.
Yeah, she's not used to being the lead character in a show like that. Right. She does a lot of more, like, I guess you could say, guest spots or like smaller roles. Right. And so I've heard a lot of actors and stuff on like those CW shows and stuff. They say like being the lead role, it's like it takes a lot of time and it's very, very stressful because you are leading the show and it's a lot.
Right. It's a lot. I mean, it's not only just acting, but like for these CW shows, you got to look the part too. You got to be putting in hours way past the set time.
Yeah,
they're working out when you're not on set. So I mean, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
but it sounds like these guys and gals need to get better agents, get them more money, because it just, if the money was worth it, they'd be like, yeah, I don't care, I'll put up with the stress.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's let's be real though. I didn't watch much of it because the show wasn't very good. So here's hoping that like, so instance, Marvelman here is asking if it was good for people. What did you do?
Guys, I have a very fragile setup. 1 second here.
Is it good for people that love Rucka? No, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole season, so I can't say for certain. But from what I did see, it was just, I mean, granted, the CW shows in general are usually sort of on the cheesier side. But this one just seemed kind of like it had kind of bad writing. So I guess we'll see what happens with the season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of a Batwoman show. I think it's an awesome idea if they could just make it work.
Yeah.
The costume looked pretty dope. It didn't cover the nose though, which was weird. Her mask, like, it came down to like here, and then she just had like this of her nose, and you're like, what the hell? Like,
yeah,
what is going on with this?
yeah, I don't know. I didn't really watch much of the show. I saw some pictures. I thought the pictures looked cool, but yeah, I don't know, man. Those CW shows really fell off for me a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
just too much, dude. There's so many of them.
There's a lot of spin-offs, and then all of the crossover episodes and everything else. But so yeah, she's leaving. They're gonna recast. They are doing a season 2. They're gonna recast. It'll be interesting to see who they get. One of my favorite picks and someone who has shown interest though is Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
She threw out there like, hey, I read Batwoman, let's do this.
That could be fun.
And she's actually one that a lot of people thought would make a really good She-Hulk as well.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So it'll be interesting. But yeah, she has expressed interest in wanting to be Catwoman, and she is gay, so she's still representing the proper communities and things, and representing the character. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was one of the people that threw their hat in the ring, and I don't know. I'm a fan. I agree. Marvelman said that she'd be better for Montoya or something. I agree. She could be good, like for Renee Montoya, like the Question version of Renee Montoya.
Yeah,
that could be dope.
If we ever see that, chances are.
What are the chances? What are the chances that we're going to see a Gotham Central, or the Question, or anything like that? I don't want her. She's too big of a character to be, or too big of like an actress to be just like a little side role here and there that shows up.
Yeah.
I can see her as She-Hulk though too. I don't know, like that was I saw someone like painted her green, like in Photoshop or something, and compared to I was like, not bad.
That could work. Yeah, that could work for sure. I never even thought about that. That's cool.
But so on to the big news, Mike. So it's official, everyone. All the petitions that have been signed over the last 3 years, it has happened. It is finally happening. Warner Brothers officially announced that Justice League Snyder Cut is coming. HBO Max 2021.
2021. So, I saw a very, very funny article where the headline was like, HBO executives release Snyder Cut after they find out everyone's mom is named Martha.
Yes, I saw that.
And I was like, oh yeah, coming 2021 on Martha's Day. Mother's Day. Mother's Day.
Yes, no, that is officially dropping. They're gonna treat it like a mini series,
right?
Because apparently the Snyder Cut, before everything happened, was planned out to be. It was supposed to be like a 2-part film.
Yeah, like 7 hours probably. Yeah.
Well, I think he had it originally like at 4 or 5 hours, something like that originally. And then the exec said, "Oh, you need to go through, change this, change this, change this." And then the stuff with his daughter happened. He exited. Joss Whedon came in and apparently completely changed the movie.
Yeah. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, dudes. So they called Snyder in and they said, "Hey, man, do you want to finish this?" Because obviously not all of it was done, not all the visual effects or anything. So that's why they need until next year to do it. They have to still shoot some things, and so there's a lot of money to be thrown around. But he agreed. He said, "Yeah, let's do this." So they're breaking it into like hour-long episodes, and it's gonna run apparently like a mini series. But apparently Snyder has said in the past, I guess when this was going on, that was always his intent, was for it to be viewed as like a maxi series. So
sort of like the Avengers thing that happened, right?
Yeah.
The 2 movies, kind of, I guess, yeah.
So I think they're gonna treat it kind of like they did with the Watchmen.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That should be exciting. I'm pumped for that. I liked even though it wasn't necessarily a great film or either way, but the Snyder cut for Batman versus Superman was slightly better. Did slightly redeem the movie. So, I mean, I didn't mind Justice League. I thought it was fun, but I'm excited to see what the original vision was.
Well, from what I've heard, sir, we're getting Darkseid.
Dun dun dun.
Like, it's official. We're supposed to be getting Darkseid. Like they just got to do the CGI and stuff, but we're getting Darkseid.
Oh,
Ben Affleck. Did you hear the latest Fat Man on Batman?
I didn't.
Or
I didn't
Batman Beyond. I guess. Sorry, they changed it. Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond. Yeah, no, I didn't hear the whole thing.
Ben Affleck gave his. Oh, not that he needs to give his blessing, but they asked Ben Affleck reached out to Kevin Smith reached out to him. He sent him like video recording or something like that to play on the podcast. And Ben Affleck came on and said, "Hey, I'm super excited about this. I love Zack Snyder. His vision was amazing. I'm excited that we finally get to see his version of this." And it's like Ben Affleck was on board. Jason Momoa's been fighting for this for like 2 or 3 years now. Yeah.
He's been pushing the hardest for this thing to get released, and he seemed happy as hell when it did get announced. So
yes, so the Snyder cut, man, it really existed. All those fanboys that tried bashing all of us that were signing the petition and saying it doesn't exist, give it up. Yeah, fuck you. It exists. We're getting it.
Getting a Darkseid with a high budget Darkseid.
Yeah, hopefully high budget.
Hopefully.
Did you hear about what's trending now though?
What's that?
The Suicide Squad Ayer cut. Now people are hashtagging Ayer cut.
Okay.
Yep.
You got to move on to the next one, I guess.
Yep. Now people are hashtagging Ayer cut for Suicide Squad.
Everyone's like re-release these movies, but better. Just
the difference with the Ayer cut would be that they already have it. It would just basically be like a director's extended cut, which they've done for several movies in the past. Like that's nothing new. The Snyder cut is something completely different and off the wall because another director came in and completely changed everything.
Isn't it weird how movies are? Is there another medium where it's like they do that? Where it's like, oh, we're going to hire you to do this job, but then we're also going to make a cut that's not necessarily your own because we decided we want it this way. Like there's no Swamp Thing by Alan Moore director's cut. It's like, this is what it was. You know what I mean? Same thing with music. It's like the artist does what they want to do. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood though.
Yeah. Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we're getting the Snyder cut though on HBO Max, which is pretty exciting. So I was initially bummed out, and maybe if any of you guys watching can, from what I've read, so I was initially bummed out because I thought, God damn it, another streaming service that I'm gonna have to sign up for. Apparently, HBO Max is gonna it drops on Wednesday is when it drops, and it's gonna run like $14.99 a month unless you sign up now. You can get it for $11.99 for the first year per month. And I was like, damn it, like I already pay for HBO regular. Like, why the hell do I have to, this is crap.
You gotta get the Max one.
Well, I looked into it, and apparently from what I've read, because ours is through our cable subscription. Apparently, if you already subscribe to HBO Go or HBO like through your cable provider, unless you're Comcast.
Yeah.
Apparently, those of you that are Comcast get screwed. But if you're not Comcast, apparently HBO Max is going to come with your regular HBO subscription.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
when Wednesday drops, I should just automatically get HBO Max just because I have HBO.
Right.
So that's exciting stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess have they announced a list of like what's going to be included in Max that hasn't already been?
A lot of the DCU stuff.
Okay.
So like Doom Patrol, Titans,
right.
Swamp Thing is actually going to CW, believe it or not, which that's gonna be weird because it's a very graphic. It's not meant for for regular cable television. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. But that one's actually going to CW. But yeah, like Doom Patrol, Titans, Harley Quinn, like all of the stuff that like for instance, you don't have access to DCU. So like for those people that don't have access to DCU, all those shows are going to HBO Max.
Yeah, I might have to get that then. For that Doom Patrol season 2, man. What's that, July? Is that, or am I going
June
crazy?
or July? I can't remember which. It's coming real soon, though.
And then Umbrella Academy season 2 is right around the corner. I think that's July as well. God
that's
damn.
June. No, that one might be July. They just released the trailer. That one might be July.
It's going to be a good summer.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's tough to stay indoors, man. It's warmed up here, and all I want to do is be outside all the time. Reading comics outside, granted, but goddamn being outside.
Yeah, I was outside today doing yard work. I wasn't reading comics.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I had to mow the yard, weed whack the yard.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm either reading comics outdoors or kicking a hacky sack around smoking dope. But
meanwhile, Matt's mowing the yard and
with multiple kids running around trying not to chop their little toes off.
I know. I sent them out to the front. And I'm like, you little bastards. No, I'm kidding. I didn't do that. But yeah. So anyways, that's what's going on there. So big news there. Snydercut. Very happy to hear that we're finally getting it. I mean, we have to wait a year, but apparently it's because they have to film and finish a lot of stuff off. So it's going to be good though. Yeah. So the other thing that we wanted to discuss real briefly here was Justice League Apokolips War.
Justice League Dark
Apokolips War. Yeah. Basically Justice League 2 or Justice League Dark animated 2. So I kept hearing that it was, so I saw the first Justice League Dark, I don't know, whenever it came out, and I thought it was really good. I'm a big fan of Justice League Dark. I enjoyed it. Thought it was a good movie. The second one came out, and a lot of people kept saying how amazing it was. So I thought it was gonna be on freaking DCU, and it's not. So I said, fuck it. I have a gift card. I bought it on Amazon. Came with the digital code. I gave you the digital code so you could also enjoy it.
Sir. Once again.
And
take my hat off.
I watched it last night. You've seen the majority of it. You didn't get a chance to finish it, but you did see the majority of it. So no spoilers or anything, obviously, because it is a fairly new movie. But what are your thoughts?
So I like the story. I like it a lot. My problem with, I try to keep up with as many DC animated movies as I can. I don't have too many on Blu-ray, but the ones I have are like Dark Knight Returns. I have Under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood, one of my favorites.
Flashpoint
Paradox.
That's a great one.
That's great.
Yeah, and while I am a fan of the consistency of the new animation style, it definitely feels like, I get it. They're cranking out like 3 animated movies a year, right? Like they're not playing games.
Yeah.
So I understand it. They, it lets them have shortcuts to keep the same style, but I wish there was a little more effort put into it. Sometimes you'll see a character flying, like a parademon flying, and like their wings aren't moving, and it's like, what do you mean? How are they moving up without flapping their wings? But it's just little shit like that that peeves me off. But it's nice to see all these characters. Constantine with Matt Ryan doing the voice.
Yes.
The part I just got to, Swamp Thing is actually helping them take down one of the little towers. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, which is great. So it's nice to see that, and then you get to see all those fun characters, like Etrigan's in there, not really doing anything. He's bored for most of the movie, but
he's depressed.
he's depressed. It's true. It's true. But it's I like the story. I like the, they borrowed a lot of ideas from the Dark Side War story arc, with Jeff Johns and the New 52, like Batman taking over the Metron role. But which is, I mean, there's a lot of cool ideas here. What happens with various characters like Dick Grayson. And yeah, the things like what happens with Damian Wayne, it's fun. I think it's fun. It's a nice little, again, I don't want to spoil too much, even though it's at the start of the movie, but like the whole plot of, things going very wrong for the Justice League and them trying to pick up the pieces afterwards. I'm really liking it, aside from some of the sloppy animation, which again, I'll criticize, but I can't animate anything. I'm really liking it so far. I'm pumped to finish it. It's definitely a hard R. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a hard R.
Yeah.
What did you think of Harley bashing all the heads with the sledgehammer and singing her little song?
Yeah, that was great. I do like Harley. It is tough for me now to see like King Shark and Bane be the more serious animated. Yeah. I liked the King Shark. There was like a little moment where Constantine's like, "Oh shit, my ex," and then someone's like, "Oh, Harley." He's like, "No, I'm not crazy." And then King Shark winks at him. I thought that was fun. And yeah, it's cool to see John Constantine actually getting some screen time and actually doing shit. He's not just like he's actually doing casting little spells. He's pulling gambit moves by setting cards on fire and throwing them at these parademons. It's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, no, it's really, really, really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to finish it, man. The one thing I'm not the biggest fan of, I don't know who did the voice of Darkseid, but man, it was not as deep and menacing as the past animated Darkseids have been, in my opinion.
Yeah. Nope, I would agree with that. I also had a problem with Damian's voice. It just didn't fit. It seemed like, I don't know, I understand he's supposed to sound young, but it just, I don't know, for some reason it just didn't fit for me. I was kind of like, but
I also don't know why, but whenever I see Raven, I really want to read some Teen Titans. I don't know why, but she always triggers it for me. I'm like, I want to read that Perez Teen Titans stuff now, just by seeing Raven.
Yeah, well, you got the 3 Omnis, and they're last I knew they were still pretty readily available. So, but all right, so real quick, what are you currently reading? And then we'll jump into just live and chatting and hanging out with everybody here.
Yeah, so one thing I really did want to mention is not something I'm reading, but something you did bring up, that Lucifer Omnibus Volume 1.
Yes.
If someone's been looking for that one, it looks like it's cover price at the cheapest now. From what I've seen anyway in Canada.
Yeah, and that's only going, I've searched everywhere in the US. I can't find it for less than $150, and that's not even new. That's used. Right. I can't find it for less than $150 in the US.
Yeah, any Canadians looking for it, the Lucifer Omnibus Volume 1, check out Indigo. They do have it for cover price still available, but it's $160, so
if you guys, they will ship. I did verify they will ship to the US if you guys are wanting to pay. After the whole with shipping included and after the whole currency conversion, it comes out to be about $131 US. But there is a slightly cheaper one on eBay right now. The guy had like 7 copies left, I think, and it ships from the UK. But with shipping and everything after currency conversion, I think it comes out to be like 107, and that was the cheapest that I've been able to find it. Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself because I was really debating it last week, and then I was like, man, I got such a huge backlog though. I really don't need to be buying stuff. So then honestly, what do I do? Later on today, I go out and buy another one.
That's right. Yeah. Honestly, though, like Lucifer, it's one of those series where, for me personally, I'm collecting the new series in the singles, so I'll have a custom bind for that, and you can still buy the 5 trades that collect the series for like super cheap, probably cheaper than that first volume of the omnibus is going to cost you, and then binding them for $50, you could do 2 omnis that way.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm honestly hoping that it's just out of stock.
A COVID situation.
Yeah, which we've been seeing a lot of, because that is still a fairly new omnibus, and it hasn't even been out that long. So fingers crossed it's just an out of stock situation. But I searched IST, Amazon, cheap graphic novels, eBay.
Is Joe Rogan
Barnes and
mentioning these?
Noble. I searched Barnes and Noble. I searched everything, and I can't find it anywhere. So, fingers crossed, it's just out of stock.
Yeah, but what I've been reading, aside from those like those books I talked about in that recent fantasy video that came out earlier today, I've been reading some Batman Nightfall, revisiting that. That's been fun. It was fun the first time, a lot of fun the second time as well. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything else I've been reading today. I was reading League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The Century is what it's called. It's like the third part, this third storyline Alan Moore did, which has been pretty good so far. It's got some different characters in it, but yeah, I mean, I gotta get the pile going again. Yeah, every top 5 video, I got to start from the beginning.
Aside from our book club with the Snyder read through, I am doing. I just finished as of last night. I just finished Fatale. So that was a lot of fun.
Let's talk about that, man.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it immensely. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. It's available for any of those interested because the deluxes are obviously out of print. You can actually read the entire series on Comixology Unlimited. And it's a series that reads really well digitally too, which is a godsend. So yeah, Fatale, I just finished up that one. And then I read the first couple of issues of a book that you asked me if I'd heard of, which is a Scotty Young title called Middle West.
That's right.
And from Image Comics, Scotty Young's writing, not drawing. I can't remember the artist's name off the top of my head. He has a similar, I don't want to say a similar style to Scotty Young because it's not, but he has a cartoony type style that I enjoy immensely. It's actually really, really good. So I don't know if anybody is familiar with Middle West.
Jorge Corona.
Yes, there's at least 12 issues out because I know that there's 2 trades. I'm actually reading them on Hoopla. So I know there's at least 2 trades out. But anyway, so when you first told me about it and I looked it up, I think I read the description wrong because I thought I read it as it's a family book. So I thought it was like Scotty Young doing like a The Only Living Boy, like by David Gallagher, like something that the whole family can read together, right? So that's what I thought the book was. So I was like, I'll get around to it. It's Scotty Young. It'll be cool. So I ended up checking it out. It says rated M. And I was like, well, that can't be fucking right. This is supposed to be like a family book.
Yeah.
Open it up, started reading it. I get to like the second page, and the dad, who's like this abusive fuckface.
I did read the first issue.
Yeah, starts dropping an F-bomb and stuff, and I go, "This is not a family book."
I go, cover is very misleading.
It's about a family, but it's not a family book as far as like that goes. So I'm only a few issues in, but man, am I having a lot. I started it really late last night, but I'm having a lot of fun reading that one.
Yeah. I like Scotty Young's writing.
I do too. That's why I kept telling you to check out Strange Academy or whatever the hell that one was called. And you kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Maybe someday.
But yeah, so anyways, it's a Middle West. It's a really good Image title. I strongly recommend it. So if you guys are looking for something indie to pick up, oh, there you go. Middle West #1 is currently free on Comixology. Or if you have Hoopla, the first 12 issues are on Hoopla, so you have that option as well. That's how I'm reading it. But yeah, check it out. It's a fun title so far, and I can't wait to actually finish it. I'm gonna be wrapping it up here in the next couple days, probably. So
sweet.
Pretty excited about that. And yeah, that's about it. Well, then I'm reading obviously my physical. I'm reading Hitman still, which it's so much fun. I love reading Hitman. I have such a good time with that one. Finally wrapped up the Motu omnibus this last week as well. So that behemoth is wrapped up. I'd read most of it in the past, but it was more of a revisit for me. Yeah, so
I mean, should we, dude? I think we should mention at least the 30+ new custom binds that have made their way into Nebraska over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, so
God damn.
Okay, so this back wall here that's all gray, all the gray customs, those what is that, 8 volumes, 9 volumes, something like that. Those just came in this week from a seller that I'm actually becoming friends with. He's a really great guy. His name's Jeff. Hooked us up with some custom binds. So that is actually Batman starting, and these are out of the singles. It's starting with year 1, so back in like 86. And then it runs, and then the black ones are Batman binds I've had for a while now, and that one runs all the way up through right before Cataclysm. Sorry, so I now have starting from year 1 all the way through Cataclysm, and then Jeff's gonna be hooking me up with. He has a ton of singles that he just never got bound. So I'm gonna be getting a bunch of singles and binding. So I'm gonna have I think I've mapped it out. I think it's gonna be around, as it stands right now, it's like a 42 volume Batman custom bind set that starts with year 1 and it'll wrap up right before New 52. So
bananas.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long project for me.
Yeah.
Then we have these green, yellow, green, black, green. Those ones right there. That is also they're just such great prices from Jeff. I couldn't turn these down.
I know.
That actually collects almost the entirety of the Jeff Johns era of Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps, and then all of some random one-shots and tie-ins and things along the way. So that collects all of Blackest Night, Sinestro Corp War, all that stuff, but it also includes the GLC side, which hasn't been collected in official formats. So these are actually all tied in. So it's like you might read one issue of Green Lantern, one issue of GLC, and then 2 issues of Green Lantern, and then 3 issues of GLC. So it's I'm super stoked to dive into those. Obviously, I've read this stuff in the past, but I've never gotten to read it and that sort of experience. So I'm super jazzed to read it like that. And then he sent me the floppies for free of what was going to be his last bind for that one, which would wrap that one up. But I noticed there's no Brightest Day. So I went out and I bought 0 through 24 of Brightest Day, the floppies, because the Omni's out of print in like $150, which is crazy to me because that Omni used to be like 25. So I grabbed 0 through 24 of the floppies, and I'm actually going to custom bind a Brightest Day in that one as well. So as soon as that one gets here, I'm actually sending in the 3 volumes of Superboy that I have to wrap up to finish that off, and then the Brightest Day bind, and then the last volume of Green Lantern. Those are the 5 I'm sending in. But then I'm gonna have everything there, so it's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And then I also have 9 volumes that Mike bought from Jeff of they're in my closet over here in a box of Incredible Hulk, which runs from like 83 to
99, I think.
99, I think.
And that's just
Hulk books.
It's insane. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about how much Batman.
My kids are going nuts. I'll be back. Keep talking.
Yeah. I mean, not once in my life did I ever think I would have this much Hulk coming my way. And not only so, 83 through 99, Jeff had bound in these hardcovers. So that's including all the original issues. So there are some issues in there worth multiple hundreds of dollars. So the whole thing's bizarre already. And then he said he has every Hulk issue from 99 all the way up into, I think, 2012, before Marvel Now started with Mark Waid doing his Indestructible Hulk run. So at this point, it's going to be like 3 decades worth of Hulk books that I'm going to have custom bound on my shelf. I never thought I would have this much Hulk in my life before, but I'm very excited to have the entirety of the Peter David run, the entirety of the Bruce Jones, the all those runs, the Jeff Loeb, all that stuff. I'm blanking, of course, Jason Aaron, all that Hulk stuff. It's going to be absolutely insane. And then, of course, I need to start collecting whatever comes after all that. So, doing all the Mark Waid stuff and working my way towards Immortal Hulk. It's going to be really fun. I'm really excited to just have this massive history of Hulk on my bookshelves. Again, a character I never thought I would have you know, in a mass format. But I'm excited. I've always liked the Hulk. I really enjoyed various runs. Immortal Hulk is awesome. I really like the current Bruce Jones run that is ongoing now. Well, not ongoing now. That was ongoing at one point. The Bruce Jones run is really fun. I think it's underrated. Hopefully, we see an Omni for it someday because it did have some pretty solid artwork as well. Even by guys like John Romita Jr. He actually wasn't too bad back then. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. Again, Hulk is just a weird character, and that's like, again, compared to how much Batman Matt is getting. I mean, if you look at the spreadsheet he sent me, it's like in total he's gonna have, I don't know, 800 issues of Batman on his shelf, just absolutely bonkers. You know, stuff like Azrael, Robin, all of it. It's all good. It's absolute insanity what we're managing to pick up from this Jeff guy. Of course, all of these things are going to take time because a lot of them are single issues we need to get bound, but we'll see how it goes. It's getting weird just talking to myself. You know, I can't even select these comments and start talking to people, but that's very exciting. Unfortunately, it's going to take the borders opening before I can go and pick all those books up, which doesn't look like it's going to happen for a while. You know, Trudeau in Canada at least seems very, very concerned about the borders, and I get it. I think most countries should just focus now on making sure they've all got their own shit together before they start letting more people in. But I guess while I'm here rambling like this, I hope everyone has been doing well. Again, guys, I'm sorry I can't pull up all the comments, but I'm seeing a whole bunch of familiar faces here on the little side thing that I can see here. So I'm glad everyone's still around. I hope everyone's been doing well. It's a weird time for a lot of people. I know quite a few folks have gone back to work now. Again, as a Canadian, I try to keep up with the Canadian news. So I know, but I do know that some states are opening up. Hope you guys are all staying safe out there, man, because it's a weird time. I know I know some people think it may not be as bad as it seems, and maybe it's not. But yeah, you know, hopefully things get better soon. What else have I been reading? What else can we talk about? Damn, I miss Matt. He's the yin to my yang for sure. I don't know what I would do without him. I would just keep trying to ramble on and on. I guess I could just talk about this a little bit since I'm waiting anyway. It does look like Peter David is making a slight return to Hulk comic books. I just recently saw it was announced. Let me just pull up the article here. Yeah, it does look like Peter David's going to be coming back in August with the artist German Peralta working on a Maestro mini, which is pretty cool. I guess they're calling it a series now. I don't know if it's going to be a mini or if it's going to be an ongoing, but there's going to be a Maestro series, which looks pretty fun. I can't even pull up my screen. Oh, there he is. There's Matt. Matt can pull up the screen. Either way. You're good. You're good. I
had to go handle some stuff. Hopefully
they had to take care of business.
Hopefully they leave me alone now. We'll see.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's odd that all this Hulk talk is going on, and I just saw that Peter David's actually coming back to start a Maestro series.
Really?
Yeah. That's kind of cool. It's starting in August. They didn't say if it's a mini or ongoing, but yeah, I was just saying, dude, that like with all those singles for Hulk that Jeff is gonna sell me to, it's like, and again, this is nothing in comparison to your Batman, but it's gonna be like 30 years worth of Hulk material on my shelf. And Hulk is a character I never thought I would have that much material for, but
this was a once in a lifetime opportunity,
right? I mean, even if I regret it, I can always sell it. So
yeah, and if you do, let me know, because
yeah.
I was flipping through those puppies when they came in. I was like, God, this looks so good. I was kind of jealous, but I was like, oh, I got all the Batmans though. So I mean, and Green Lantern. So I was like, I can't complain.
I think you're good.
And he was gonna sell me all of his Fantastic Fours too.
Right.
But I was like, well, I want the Batmans more. I want the Batman floppies more, so I can finish out the set than I do in Fantastic Four. So I let those ones go. But
yeah, it happens.
Yeah. So anyway, dude, that looks so good though.
I'm excited, man. It's gonna be. It's gonna be crazy.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of comments that have been going on all night. So let's dive in. I'm gonna start. We're gonna God damn, there's a lot of comments. So we're just gonna go
like the show now. Come on.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for months. I'm kidding.
So anyways, this is even all the way to the beginning. Okay, like apparently you can only have so much. So welcome, Dat Boy Steve. Are you still washing your hands, everyone? Yes, my wife, especially with what she does for a living, and what she potentially brings home. Yep, nope, definitely still taking care of that and wearing my mask in public, not because I'm necessarily worried about me. It's more I could potentially share with other people, and I don't want to risk that. So, let's see. Gautham, what's up, Gautham?
Gautham, what up?
Let's see. We already kind of discussed that one. We discussed the Snyder cut. Gautham. Oh, that's when you dropped your laptop. Mike has fallen and can't get up.
Yeah.
I felt that fall, Mike. Then we got Xander Blitz, the one that thought he was subscribing to a weed channel. Kind of is. It said, for anyone here trying to get the Bendis Daredevil Omnis, they've been in stock at IST for a week or so now. Hoping the Brubaker ones get restocked soon, or any Brubaker Omni for that matter. Yeah, Brubaker's good shit.
It's a hot seller.
He'll be waiting. Oh, that's when we were discussing how Batwoman wasn't that good of a show.
Yeah. Christ almighty, there's a lot of comments.
I know a lot of this is stuff we've already discussed. So this is just talking about like the Batwoman and Snydercut and stuff. So
let's go to like 11. Yeah.
Chris, nice glass, Mike.
Thanks. Yeah, it's from a restaurant that is out of business now called Tucker's Marketplace.
What you cut out there? What is it called?
Tucker's Marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just gave this away, I guess, when we went there once, and so what we got. It's just also my my dad's homemade beer. It's quite nice. It's got a little honey.
Nice.
Little honey to it. It's cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, he started making his own wine now too. Quarantine's got people starting all kinds of things.
A lot of comments about Snydercut here.
Damn. I'm gonna go into my barber next week and say, "Hey, I want the Snyder cut." Everyone's talking about it. I want this Snyder cut.
A lot of people are thinking that James Gunn is going to save Suicide Squad with the sequel.
Yeah, I think so.
Which, I mean, I don't blame him. He very well could. I mean, hell, look what he did for Guardians. When Guardians dropped in August, the reason why movies come out in August is because they have no hope, okay? It's a late summer movie. They're not supposed to do very well. They're like, let's just throw it out there, right? It's not a big summer, like, release date. When that movie came out, I remember thinking, why the fuck is Marvel releasing a movie that is based on some D-list characters? Because at the time, they were extremely D-list. Yeah. Nobody knew who the fuck Rocket Raccoon was or Star. Like nobody, you know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
So I was like, why would Marvel do this? And then they released it. I went and saw it opening night because that's what I do. And holy shit, was it not one of like the greatest movies ever?
Still.
Now look at it. Now it's turned into all these other movies. They're working on Guardians 3. They've been part like now it's like this whole new thing. That's all thanks to James Gunn.
Yeah. Well. And the actors, I guess, and actresses involved. Well, but yeah, I mean James Gunn was a visionary behind the whole thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I agree 100%. I think, I don't know. I mean, Suicide Squad obviously would need a slightly different vibe, but I mean, James Gunn, I'm sure, has a whole range of ability. I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen any of his earlier movies?
I'm excited.
He's got some good ones. Austin, what up, nerds?
Yeah,
what's up, sir? Tiger Temper, Doom Patrol Season 2, June 25th. So we got a month, dude, before Doom Patrol Season 2.
Gotta catch up on Harley Quinn.
Do you think if Swamp Thing does well on CW, we could get another season? That's sort of the hope. I think that's why it's going to CW. So it has a larger platform, because I think that's kind of the hope. And I think what they're hoping is that it's like Supernatural ran on CW for 15 seasons, 16 seasons, something like that. And it did huge numbers for the CW. Well, now Supernatural's gone. They don't have a supernatural monsterish type show anymore. Right. So I think what the CW is hoping is that Swamp Thing can replace that niche that people have, like that need that people have for like supernatural stuff. I think they're hoping that, you know, Swamp Thing can come in and kind of replace that horror element, so to speak.
Right.
And so fingers crossed. I think that's the hope. I think that's kind of what they were going for. They're like, well, let's just air it. The episodes are here. Let's just air it, see what happens. And if it finds a home, voila.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. Win-win.
I think once Smallville's deal with Hulu is done, the show will go to HBO Max or DCU. Well, apparently everything from DCU is going to HBO Max, which a lot of people are worried. Does this mean it's going to be the end of DCU? And I hope not, because I use them not just for their shows, but I also use them for all the comics. It's like basically Marvel Unlimited, and they have a huge selection of comics that I absolutely love. So I really hope not. 731 Umbrella Academy season 2. Tiger Temper again with the news.
Heyo. Thank you, Tiger Temper.
Marvelman. I thought that was about to be a Squatch plug. Oh shit. Okay, well, dun. For those of you that don't know, this show is brought to you by Dr. Squatch. So what Dr. Squatch is that it's an amazing soap company that they make men's products. They're now doing hand sanitizer. They're now doing beard care. They're now doing all these other things, but it's all natural, 100% organic, no parabens, no chemicals. It doesn't shrink your balls. It makes you smell good. I actually currently still have I need to bust it open because I just ran out of my Bow Chicka Wow Wow, but my cold brew cleanse right here soap that I'm going to be busting into. Nice coffee smell wakes you up in the morning. So yeah, they're actually a really amazing soap company. And if you guys utilize the links that we have provided in all of our other videos and everything else, it'll actually give you free shipping for the life of your subscription. So check them out. Mike's just jealous because they don't go to Canada yet. But when they do, you can guarantee that Mike's going to be a squatcher as well. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's right.
See, he doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Really hoping DC puts their thinking cap on and puts out high budget, high quality shows. That would be ideal. I mean, look, that's what HBO is known for the most part. Game of Thrones, Sopranos, The Wire. Watchmen. That's kind of what they're known for. Watchmen was really solid. So yeah, we'll see.
Doom Patrol was already pretty damn spectacular. I can't imagine if it had the HBO Max, addition to it. I guess whatever.
Amazing. I cannot wait. That's like one show that like really keeps my attention.
Yeah.
Michael with the comment, flap, you got to flap. He's talking about the parademons.
Exactly. You do need to flap. You're not just whatever. Suspension of disbelief.
Apokolips War was awesome. I will never understand how DC can make awesome animated movies but can't figure out how to do it in live action. Right. The same kind of stands for Marvel. Marvel did really great live action, but their animated stuff lately hasn't been like the next Avengers or whatever. I'm like, but they did have some good ones prior to that though. Like the Ultimate Avengers 1 and 2 was dope. Doctor Strange was dope.
Okay. I don't really watch any of their animated movies, but like the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes was not a terrible TV show.
No, that actually surprised me.
It was a pretty good
show.
Especially because like the 2 seasons or however much it was, like it was the plot lines were way more connected and intricate than I thought they would be, which was great. So that one is an exception for sure.
Have you seen the Spider-Man cartoons are usually pretty solid too?
Which one was it? Was it Spectacular? Was that the one?
The one with White Tiger and Nova and all that? That's Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh no, that's not the one I'm thinking about, because that one I think was written by Bendis. There was one before that. It started with an S, the adjective.
Then it's probably Spectacular.
Spectacular, yeah. I remember that was fun when I was younger.
Ultimate Spider-Man, Web Warriors, that's a fun one too. Okay. My kid got hooked on that one, so I ended up watching a lot of them with him.
One animated movie they got right was Into the Multiverse, though.
That was Sony, though. That wasn't even Marvel tech.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Sony actually did something right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, it's a funny world.
Yeah, right. Harley Quinn has been super solid. We have to agree with you. Harley Quinn has been a blast to watch.
Yes.
I never thought I would ever say that, but it is.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Marvelman, curious what Mike thinks of All-Star Superman animated movie.
It's been years since I've seen it. I did like the animation style, though. I thought it was pretty. They were trying to simulate the comic book, but I mean the comic book's it's the original. I don't know. I don't think anything could ever live up to it. But that's a good reminder. I should rewatch that All-Star Superman movie. It's been a long time. It's been a long ass time. What did you think? Do you have fond memories of it or?
Yeah, that was actually my introduction to the story because I had never even read the story. Because
Okay.
remember, like, I wasn't a Superman fan at all. And then, what, 4 or 5 years ago, you told me, hey, you need to read All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? You go, yeah, you need to read it. And so I did. And I was like, holy shit, this is really good. And then, but I had seen the movie prior, which is kind of why I was like, well, I don't know. I thought the movie was okay, but it's definitely a little bit different from the book.
Right. Yeah, that's something I do. Anyone who's recently been added to like my email contact list or my phone contact list, they get an automatic message. The first week that I add them to my contact list, they get a message saying, "Hey, you should really read All-Star Superman. It'll change your life."
Which is another book that is apparently out of print. It's not going for huge money. It's selling for about $90 or so now. But I lucked out today and picked up a brand new sealed copy of it for $40. So some local seller was getting rid of it, and I was like,
"We know you're getting these books from the Russians." We know.
No, a lot of them are coming from Jeff, but not this one. This one was actually some woman on Facebook Marketplace, and she was asking 50, and but it had been up for like 3 weeks or something like that, and I was like, "Hey, would you take 40?" She goes, "Yep."
Yeah.
All right. Dope.
Sweet.
I'll get it. So yeah, I'm excited to own that one again because it's been a while.
Awesome.
The Mortal Kombat animated movie was really good. I think is that the Scorpion one? I don't remember the name of it now, but that's one that I've been wanting to watch because the animation looked pretty brutal. So I was like in a good way, like the fight scene and stuff. So I was actually really wanting to see that. I think it's I think it's Scorpion's movie, but I can't think of what it's called now.
Okay, that's cool.
Mike, so in the comment to you can't animate anything, you animate the.
Wow. Well, thank you. I mean, that's wow. Considering I've been told on multiple occasions that I'm monotone as fuck, that's great to hear that I animate someone's life. I'm glad. Should start doing that.
So we kept asking you. I've asked you previously. Have you seen the new Harley Quinn yet? And you kept telling me no. So have you watched the new season yet?
No, not yet.
Really?
A couple episodes, a handful of episodes, but not. I'm not up to date. No, I keep forgetting, man. Straight up, once we're done this thing, I'm gonna forget again. It's bad. Fish oil selective.
Michael says Gilbert Godfrey did the voice of Darkseid.
Yeah.
Darkseid Affleck.
That'd be fun. In the Harley Quinn, if Darkseid ever shows up in the Harley Quinn show, that's what they should go for. For
sure. I got the Lucifer Omnibus. It's great. Don't know if it's $160. Great though.
Right. I mean, if you could buy the whole series in trade paperback form for 150, 140,
yeah,
it's tough, man.
Yeah,
a different time with the binding.
No Snyder Batman, Mike. When we asked,
I forgot to mention it. Yeah, it's on my. Yeah, I am keeping up with the book. Come on, Canadian Invincible. Not only are you trading, or not only are you a trader moving to the States, but now you're trying to call me out, man. Come on. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm reading Snyder's Batman. It's been fun so far. If anyone is interested in that, God, we don't even need to plug anything. We don't need to do shit. We got people doing it for us on these streams. If anyone is interested, we have a book club that is every week we are discussing Scott Snyder's Batman at the moment. If you are interested, download the Line app on your phone, iOS or Android, Line. It's a nice green little icon with a white comic book text bubble in the middle. That's his Line. And then look for either myself, the Superior Nova, all one word, or Matt, who is Draven402. Add us and we'll get you in the room. I know people are still trickling in. Feel free to
we just
join
had one
anytime.
the other day that joined in. I thought we got everybody that was going to be interested, and then we had somebody else just recently join. So
yeah, we're up to issue 12, annual 1. So next week we are starting the Death of the Family arc,
and I'm actually enjoying it more than I thought I would.
That's right.
Especially especially week 2. I was like, all right, this is we'll see where this is going. I'm enjoying it more than I remember.
Yeah, we'll have to do something in a couple of weeks. We'll have to do in a couple of weeks, maybe.
Yeah, we'll do a live show and invite some of those that want to jump on that are part of the room, and we can all have a big live discussion. Fatale is on the reading list for me. Man, it is so good. It's a really, really, really good book. Middle West is a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm only a couple issues in, but I'm gonna fly through it, and so far it has been a blast. It's a really cool book. Scotty Young is a great writer. I know he's mainly known for his art, but goddamn, is that dude a really good writer?
I mean, he's got both of the things down now. He's one of those rare combos of great writer artist combo.
I Hate Fairyland is probably the greatest. Like, that's in probably like my top 10 favorite like fun books to read. Like, if I'm just want like a really actually, if I'm ranking it to like fun type, I'm breaking it down by like titles that are just fun to read. That's probably my top 3. Like, I absolutely love I Hate Fairyland, and he is such a good writer in that. And then the Deadpool, when he did Deadpool, he did a really awesome job on that one too. And like, he actually made me like Deadpool, because I went from like being a big Deadpool fan to being like, fuck Deadpool, like he's in everything, I'm over it, to being like, hey, I like Deadpool again, like this is a lot of fun. So he's Scotty Young's a great writer.
He's been surprising me.
Trip C, what is up, my man? Good to see you. I feel like it's been a while. Middle, we said that one earlier. Scotty Young's Deadpool run was solid as well. That it was. I can only assume Mike is consuming a delicious IPA.
I wish.
I am.
Matt is. Which one you got this time?
The same one I've been having. So it's New Belgium Sour IPA.
Nice.
It's fucking delicious. I love it. I just bought some new beer tonight. Once I finish off this, I'm gonna dive. So probably tomorrow night I'll dive into the other 6-pack. But it's something haze. It's an IPA, but I think it's like I don't know what they called it, a summer IPA or some shit. I don't remember what they called it, but it looked good. Never had it before. It looked good. I said, hey, let's give it a shot.
I love IPAs, but I'm not being too picky either, because it's free and it's whatever my dad is making, so I'm not going to complain. I think this is like a lager.
Honey beer or something, didn't you?
It's got a little honey tint to it, yeah. Usually my dad makes IPAs, but this one was a little different.
Let's see. Oh shit. There we go. Thoughts on Star Wars comics? Favorite series, least favorite series? Well, from what I've read, I don't have a least favorite series. But my favorite series is fucking everything that Jason Aaron and Kieran Gillen did. Like, holy shit, is that an amazing run? Even Charles Soule's the one that took on Star Wars after Aaron, and even that's solid.
I think Kieran Gillen jumped on Star Wars, right?
Or Kieran Gillen and Charles Soule doing Darth Vader.
That's right. Yeah. Soule's doing Vader. Yeah.
Fuck. And then you got, was it Greg Pak was doing the new Vader, right? Before the whole Corona thing happened.
I think that was Soule. Maybe it was Pak.
I swear it was Greg Pak, because I remember I did the review on it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But either way, it's fucking great.
Even Dr. Aphra was spectacular.
I thought I was gonna hate Dr. Aphra. But Red kept telling us, you got to read Dr. Aphra. I'm a big fan of this. You got to read Dr. Aphra. And I was like, Red, you and I don't always agree on our books here. Like, I don't know if I'm going to like Dr. Aphra. But he kept pushing it. So I was like, fine. So I read it, and I was like, God damn, is this good?
It's good, yeah. Yeah, it's great. What Marvel has been doing with Star Wars is fantastic. Yeah, I don't know if there's a least favorite. I mean, I guess least favorite can still, it doesn't mean it was bad, I guess. I don't know.
The Star Wars Bounty Hunter is probably my least favorite. Granted, it's only like 1 or 2 issues out, though, because then the whole COVID thing happened,
Right.
but from what I did read, the Star Wars Bounty Hunter book was kind of like, it's fun, but it's not like mind blowing like the other stuff was.
Right. If anyone's looking for, I guess if anyone's a fan of that Star Wars show, I forget what it was called.
Rebels.
The animate Rebels. Yeah. There was an omnibus, a little mini bus, I guess you could call it, released for the Kanan series that was done. That was pretty fun. It was 12 issues long. Who was it that wrote? Greg Weissman? Was that his name? You remember we talked to him on Four Guys. He's
Gargoyles.
Yes, Gargoyles. Greg Weissman.
That's Greg Weissman. He did Young Justice and Gargoyles.
That's right. Oh, he wrote that one too, right? Yeah, he wrote that Star Wars Kanan.
Maybe I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, with Pepe Larraz doing artwork. That was fun.
I haven't read that one, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no,
before your time on Four Guys.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, the Star Wars stuff is fucking fantastic.
Great.
Yeah. And you don't even have to be like a Star Wars buff to enjoy it either, which is really awesome. Because like, while I love Star Wars, I'm not a huge like Star Wars aficionado. I don't know all the names of the different, I know like the main, like the TIE Fighter and the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing. Like I know that kind of stuff, but I don't know like the robot that was the droid that was hanging out in the back at the bar at the, like, I don't know any of that stuff. Like,
right.
I don't
referencing the novels.
No. But it's glorious that you can dive into those books and still get so much out of it. And if you are a super fan, I guarantee there's Easter eggs galore in there.
Right.
So I mean, it's amazing. It's really great stuff.
Yeah.
Omnibuds Cafe. What is up, Sal? I read Beowulf. Great stuff. I love the binds you got. Thanks, sir. He's gonna have to catch replays playing Last of Us.
Okay. Fair enough.
Aggressively relaxing. Scotty Young. I thought he said Young Deadpool. I was like, Young Deadpool. Young's Deadpool was surprisingly sweet compared to his other work. I thought because of his other work, his Deadpool would be super random and violent, but it was very PG-13 and earnest. It was good. I enjoyed it immensely. Oh, I'm jealous. Lost Boy 89. Oh, wow. Sir.
Yeah, hold on.
First of all, your avatar is amazing. Let me just throw that out there. I don't know who the artist is, but that's an amazing avatar, or profile pic, whatever the hell you want to call it. God dang. Can I borrow your wife for my birthday? My birthday's in July, so just it can be a social distancing thing. Like that's fine too.
Yeah.
But
just ship him 3 absolute preachers on his birthday.
Yeah, dude, that would be amazing. No, that's awesome, man. Congrats. And I don't know, this might be the first time I've seen you on our live show. So if it is, welcome. Glad to see new faces. That pint looks really good, Mike. What are you drinking? I think we touched base on that one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one that I think he's talking to okay. I was like, what? I'll have to check the replay playing Last of Us. Oh, yeah, Sal, he really likes Last of Us. That is a lot of Hulk.
It is a lot of Hulk. It is
a lot of history of Hulk. If I got them all boxed up and stuff, so
it's cool. Yeah,
or else I'd bust them out. But they are on our Instagram. If you guys want to see pictures of it, I did post them on Instagram. Wish they would have continued the OHCs of the Bruce Jones run. Crazy amount of green. Actually, his books, your custom binds are green and
2 of them are like a gray.
Yeah.
I guess there was an era when Hulk was kind of grayish again, right?
Yeah, and I've noticed Jeff does that with his binds because, like, so for instance, these Green Lantern ones, it's like green, yellow, green, black, green, and I'm like, well, I don't understand what's going on. He did that to coincide with the story arcs. So, like, if it's the main Green Lantern series and they're green, the yellow is for the Sinestro Corps War. The black was obviously for Blackest Night. So I was like, oh, I get it now. Okay, that's cool. I like the theme that he's got going on there. It's pretty cool. Yeah. At first, I was very confused though. I was like, I don't get it. Omnibuds. Did IST ever get the Wolverine Omnibus reprint? The answer to that is no. It is coming in September. Thank you, COVID. So it was originally supposed to drop April 14th or something like that. And then everything happened. Amazon got it. I think they're one of the only places to get it. Right. No direct market retailers got it, like IST, Cheap Graphic Novels, etc. They will not be getting it until September 2nd. So we'll have to see. It's on my list, but I'm okay with waiting till September. My backlog is, I can't justify anything right now. Favorite Star Wars run for me is the original canon Darth Vader series taking place after A New Hope. I don't know if I've read that. Is that the original Marvel years or whatever?
Maybe it's the Dark Horse stuff.
I haven't read any of those.
There were some good arcs in there, I thought. Some good Darth Vader minis.
Marvelman, been enjoying the book club group. Awesome.
We have too, a lot.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been nice. Gotta go, but I'm enjoying this Mike filibuster.
Oh yeah. I tried to keep that going as much as I
could. Mike, are you still washing your hands?
Only before I shit.
Not after. I gotta build the immune system, so not after.
Right. The asshole's very sensitive. There's a lot of nerves there. The last place you want dirt to get is there, even though you have poop coming out. So
that is true. And then after you shit, you do not wash your hands. You immediately go eat a cheeseburger.
Right.
Because you got to build up the immunity.
Because I'm keto, so I take the buns off. I'll wipe with a bun once or twice, just to get the immunity from mouth to taint. And yeah. Time in Canada, man. Let me tell you, we're trying different things up here with free healthcare.
Is that what the Canadian what is that seasoning you guys have? Everything. What is that called?
What?
The Canadian seasoning that has
all dressed.
All dressing. Yeah, all dressed.
Well, it was a recommendation they gave during one of those daily Corona updates. They said,
"Oh yeah, Justin Trudeau came out and said, wipe your ass with a bun."
With all dressed. Yeah. With all dressed chips, Lay's chips. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot find those in the States, man. Like they had them for a very short while. It's like a trial run. And so I tried them because I was like, well, I got to see what this fucking Canadian conundrum is all about, right? I got to see what this is. And they were pretty good, but yeah, then they like did away with them.
I think it's the maple syrup that's part of the all dressed, just in click for the US, you know?
Yeah. Was it you that was telling me, because we asked what was in the all dressed, and you're like, nobody knows, like it's different for every restaurant that like has it, like it's just it's literally just leftover fucking seasonings that they just throw into a jar that's still on the floor.
I think it's whatever's left at the bottom of every little dressing they have. It all just gets combined into one. Yeah,
that's great. I lost my spot.
Hopefully that answers your question, Steve.
My computer jumped on me. I apologize. Hang on one second. Okay, found it. We're good. All right. Galtham just saw the Insta post about Killing Joke recoloring. I prefer the original coloring, but I read somewhere that the recoloring was what Brian Boland wanted. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to chime in on that either yet, but I was looking at him. I was comparing the two.
Yeah.
I like them both, but if I like my preference is the original. There's just something that's really kind of dark and gritty about that original that I absolutely love.
Yeah, I think they did it really well, because I was reading the Absolute Edition. That's where I got those pictures from.
I actually have mine right there.
And like, I didn't even realize when I read it the first time that the original coloring, the issues have a different style of paper in the Absolute. Like the new coloring
newspaper.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the new coloring has like glossy style, and then the old coloring has newsprint, which is fantastic. But yeah, the recoloring's like, it's more realistic, I guess. Because in the original coloring, like he's walking into Arkham Asylum and there are like yellows and pinks and green colors, and you're like, well, that would never fucking happen. Like in an asylum, there would never be a yellow or a pink color for whatever reason. But it looks cool and it works in the story itself. It looks kind of cool. I like them both. It's tough to choose. It's a different vibe.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Neil Adams Mark Waid F4 miniseries coming out. I am too, actually. I'm excited to give it a shot. I really loved Mark Waid's Fantastic Four. That was such a fun book. And Neil Adams obviously is a legend artist. So I am kind of excited to see what they do, and it'll be fun. I'm glad it's only a mini. I don't know if I could. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
As long as Neil is not writing.
Yeah. Greg, I haven't really read much of Hulk, just the Planet Hulk run and the Future Imperfect. I am trying to decide if I should take the chance on picking up the Peter David omnibus. I think it's a resounding yes.
Yeah.
I was kind of the same with you, Greg, and I actually read some of the Peter David stuff digitally because I was like trying to see, is this something I want in my collection? I had a lot of fun with it. The only thing is that make sure that you know a little bit of Hulk history, because I was confused at first. Because it was Joe Fix-It Hulk, like right in the very beginning or whatever, and I'm like, the fuck, like how did he? I was hoping to find out how he became Joe Fix-It, and so I was a little confused. So make sure you kind of know your Hulk history, but other than that, it was a really fun read. From what I did read of it, it's just make sure you kind of know your Hulk history so you don't go in and you're going, oh, what the hell's happening? Right, we got another new face. It looks like Sam Keenbaum. Has anyone heard if the Morrison Animal Man Omni will be reprinted? The answer is a resounding no at this point. They are releasing them in deluxe hardcovers instead right now. Instead of doing an omnibus, they're doing what, 2 deluxes? Is that going to cover? They're going to do 3, but they are doing deluxe editions instead. But I don't know, man. That's a book that's in my collection and will never leave my collection. Yeah, I think Michael definitely. I don't even have to ask. Michael definitely say the same. That's a book that will never leave his collection. I
might buy the reprint.
He will be buried with that book. So that will be his. Yeah, that's how Mike's gonna be.
And I want my finger to hold the page where Grant Morrison reveals himself to Animal Man.
Yes, dude. If you do happen, if in the far future, if that does happen and I'm still around, sir, I will make sure that is the case. Your parents are going to be like, no, he needs to be. I'm like, no, that's not what he wants. Trust me.
You're giving a speech and you're like, wait, hold on. What page is that? It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. What is this? It's the wrong omnibus. It's the Jeff Lemire one. Guys, what the fuck?
Do you not even know Mike? Come on.
I thought you all cared about him.
I don't know if you guys have talked about it, but have you guys seen the actor who plays Darkseid in the Snydercut went on Twitter to confirm it? I heard something, but I don't remember who it is. I can't remember who the actor is, but I do remember hearing something about it. I mean, this is big news for a lot of those people. This is going to be good stuff because they even showed. I saw a clip of. I'm assuming it's real, but not a clip, but a photo of Snyder's version of the Atom, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is going to be awesome."
Dude, can you imagine being cast as Darkseid, running lines, maybe doing a little acting, and then being told you didn't make the cut? Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking? Darkseid didn't make the cut?
Yeah.
Darkseid got pushed aside.
Yeah, I would be fucking furious.
How do you not put
Tiger Temper, Mike, regarding the Elric comics from the fantasy video, have you tried the newer 2014 series, not the 80s Roy Thomas stuff? It's also available in deluxe hardcover, but they take years to release.
And that's why I haven't checked them out. I do know that I think there's 1 or 2 volumes out, but just it seems like it may never be finished, so I never picked them up. I like the Roy Thomas stuff enough, though. I don't think I would need to check out a newer adaptation.
Yeah. Don't say August movies are garbage. That's my birth month. I'm not saying the movies are garbage. I'm saying that the studios do not expect the movies to do well, which is why they place them in August. And that is a true fact. But the funny thing is that a lot of the movies that they place in August end up doing well. I can't remember. There was another one, Suicide Squad, I think was an August one that actually ended up doing fairly well. I mean, it was no Guardians, but Suicide Squad dropped in August, ended up doing pretty well at the box office. I want to say there was another. This year they're going to be releasing. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with COVID, but the plan is that they are actually going to be releasing New Mutants in theaters in August. And everybody's saying, why don't they just do just do the freaking digital release at this point. And I had heard somewhere that it might be due to contractual obligations to have to be shown in a theater first. So it's now been pushed to August. So this year you got New Mutants coming. My local comic shop is opening up next week. That is awesome, man. I don't know. Like, I was talking to somebody else, and they lived in Washington, and he's like, dude, we're still on lockdown until June 1st. And I was like, man, I don't know what that's like, because where I'm at, like, things slowed down, but nobody was ever on lockdown, like, ever. Like, everything was more or less open, but like, so I'm like, I don't know what this is like. I'm very confused. I really hope James Gunn comes through for Suicide Squad 3 as Will Smith returning for it. What I heard, he is not in Suicide Squad 2, and so therefore I seriously doubt he'll be in 3. But it was confirmed he is not going to be in 2. You got the guy that got Preacher. Yeah.
Sucks. Got you trapped. Yeah. As long as she's not beating you with those books, you're good.
Yeah, those things are heavy. The DC Universe app is kind of janky, though. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've only had but I've only had that happen to me once or twice. I was actually reading Ron Mar's Green Lantern, and I went to go read like the next issue, and I kept getting this error, and I got pissed. And I was also reading Batman, and I just kept getting more and more pissed. I'm like, I had to wait a full 24 hours. They had to like fix the glitch, and then it worked. But yeah, that pissed me off. Holy shit, Austin, you are speaking to my soul. Imagine a Spectre show on HBO. As long as you base it on Ostrander's run of the Spectre, I don't want Hal Jordan Spectre. Like, that was cool, whatever, but that's not the Spectre, okay? You can do early JSA Spectre. That could be fun. But really the one that seals the deal for me, and that would honestly make a really, really, really good TV show, would be the Ostrander run. Fuck, that would be an amazing show. Animal Man 2, let's do them both. Like, I'm the studio. I greenlit this shit. Like,
let's do them both. Yeah. All right, I'll get the funds.
Yeah. Dude, can the Spectre on, oh my god, with the right budget and dude, you do so much cool. I'll even take an animated series of the Spectre.
Sure,
how about that? Yeah. Let's do an animated. Okay, let's do a 90-minute animated Spectre movie. I'd be, my god, that's in my I hope that happens. Hanky Pym. HBO should make Gotham Central and make it as brutal as The Wire. That would be pretty dope. But you got to get Rucka and Brubaker on board to like come back and be like showrunners or something. Like, they'd have to be a part of it somehow to like really capture that magic.
Well, I remember when Gotham was being announced, I was very, very excited because I thought it was going to be Gotham Central.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was not. Gotham, I would love to see an adaptation of Criminal shot with good production values and a good cast in New York. That would be awesome.
Check out any Martin Scorsese movie. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, that would be very, very cool. I agree.
Well, what's funny is when I was reading Fatale, in the back of one of the later issues, Brubaker's talking about how he's like, I can't go into details, nothing's set in stone yet, but we're in talks of doing a TV show for, I'm 99% sure it was for Criminal, and that was back in like 2014, I think is what it was. And he's like, so I can't go into details, but I'm really hoping. He goes, so since I can't go into details, here's a list of really awesome crime shows that you can watch. And he named off like The Wire and The Shield and like some other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, he was apparently back 6 years ago, they were supposed to be making a Criminal show, but it never happened. Mike really busted out the mic. Classic.
Yeah, that's how I roll now.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes was really good. Always we will fight as one. Spider-Man animated series is the bar. That is pretty. That's the original. If you're referring to the original one from like 94, Oh yeah, dude, that's so
I
good.
don't know, man. I don't know if it's the bar though, because Batman the Animated Series, I think, took that.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, this is the new standard.
For Marvel,
Okay, yeah, you're right. That was yeah.
Yeah, because I think like X-Men 92 came out, and then Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man kind of ran with what X-Men did and raised the bar a little bit there.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
The Uncanny X-Men Omni Volume 1 reprint comes next week. Is that correct? I don't know.
Comes where?
I feel like I know Near Mint, Omar from Near Mint recently posted like a list of everything. But God, I can't remember if that was on there. I don't. Shit, man. I'm sorry. I'd have to try to find the post again. He posted something in the omnibus groups, and I'd have to look, but I'm not 100% positive.
On Amazon,
Postal's supposed to be dropping Tuesday, though. What?
That's pretty cool. On Amazon, it's showing November 17th for the X-Men omnibus reprint. So,
yeah, a lot of the stuff that was supposed to be dropping all got pushed back thanks to COVID, like Wolverine, etc. They all got pushed back.
It happens.
All-Star Superman is the best Superman run, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Mortal Kombat was really good. So I think is that Scorpion one. Finish reading Why the Last Man. BKV is a damn master. Couldn't ask for a better ending to an amazing story.
Yeah, it's a good ending. Goddamn emotional.
It'll be interesting to see if they actually there was talks about him doing a TV show on FX.
Right.
And then I think it fell apart. So now I don't know where they're at with it, but it'll be interesting to see if it's actually going to happen or not. Darkseid is in the latest episode with the Michael Ironside returning as the voice. Michael Ironside's got a cool voice. But Mike, I will now be able to hold your IST order.
Yeah, that's true. I've got 2 sources
JT,
now.
What's up, JT? Are you ready for my unboxing? Yeah, dude, send it over to us. You got our email. We'll voice it for you. Bruce Johannes trying to find Lazarus hardcover volume 2. Plenty of volume 1 and 3 at a decent price. Is volume 2 out of print? If it is, that's news to me. Is volume 2 out of print?
I feel like they've been out of print for a while. They've just been in stock. They've just been so overstocked in places. Wow. I mean, yeah, it's showing temporarily out of stock on Canadian Amazon again. This is the Yeah, it looks like that one's going.
I did not know that. Lazarus is such a good book.
Yeah,
that's a really great book.
It's been about 4 years.
Like the greatest writer artist of all time, Jeff Lemire.
Yeah.
And then someone said, Galtham speaking of Scotty Young, what are some of your favorite creators who are both an artist and a writer?
I think my favorite of all time. So one thing I should say, this doesn't really count. For those that don't know, allegedly, according to the man himself, Grant Morrison actually draws every comic he writes first. So he draws it, and then he does like full. Oh yeah, he said it on the Kevin Smith podcast way back in the day when Fat Man on Batman started, and he's like, Todd McFarlane has actually approached me and said, like, dude, we should publish this stuff. Like everything he's ever written, he draws it out first and then writes the description of what he wants the artist to draw, which is just insane. So he would be my number one because, you know, I'll do anything for Morrison. But aside from Morrison, I have to go with Frank Miller.
Ooh, Frank Miller.
I think back in the day anyway, you know, doing his Daredevil and Dark Knight Returns and Sin City. I mean, I don't know if anyone did both better than he did.
Let me think. Yeah, Jim Lee is the one that I would have to say is up there for me. I like Jim Lee. I don't know, man. That's a good question. Frank Miller, like that's a no-brainer. John Byrne. Holy shit. How could I forget about that one? John Byrne all the way. That's my number one pick right there is John Byrne. I was jokingly going to say Neil Adams. But no, man, John Byrne for sure is my absolute number one pick, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane is okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's hit and miss. It depends on what it is, I guess.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely depends on what it is. Who else does that? Who else does this one?
I enjoy Matt Kint a lot.
Matt Kint. Yeah. Jeff Lemire's pretty good at it too. Again, just like I love Jeff Lemire, I love Matt Kint, but Frank Miller's artwork is way better than both of those guys, in my opinion. So
yeah, Kint and Lemire have they have a different style altogether. Their style is very different.
Yeah.
Oh, another one of mine that a lot of you guys may or may not know, but I'm going to throw him out there as an honorable mention. The great, the wonderful Ryan Brown.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Throwing Ryan Brown out there as my honorable mention. Ryan Brown he wrote and drew God Hates Astronauts, and it's hilarious. I love it. If you guys are not familiar with God Hates Astronauts, maybe Mike has the hardcover. I think you've done an overview before. I have the trade paperbacks, but I need to get them bound. But when you open them up, he has descriptions of what each voice actor is like when you're reading the book,
cast them.
He casts the book for you, and his casting is so funny and spot on. It is great. And he has so many Easter eggs and funny shit in his books. It's like Ryan Brown's a huge honorable mention for me.
Ryan Brown's great. Yeah. I mean, there's I'm trying to think of bad ones. I know Tony Daniel does not do a great job.
Neil Adams. Brian Hitch. What are some author runs that you think might never get an omnibus that you'd recommend? I'm 3 issues into Marjorie Liu's Astonishing X-Men, and I like it so far. She did 20 issues.
John Byrne's Man of Steel. I don't think that'll ever get an
Touche, sir. Touche. Mark Waid's Impulse. That one was made and then canceled.
Mark Waid's Flash in general. I mean,
Flash in general. Fuck any Flash book. Aside from Manapool's Flash, and then you have the Golden and Silver Age Flash. Oh yeah, I guess you do have the Johns one. I didn't think about that. They actually reprinted those too.
Yeah, still. I mean, Mark Waid had, aside from Jeff Johns, who had a bigger run than Mark Waid, right?
Yep.
I mean, it makes no sense. Maybe I think they're just bitter that he moved to Marvel.
Yeah, Mark Waid has been known to ruffle some feathers, so that could very well be a personal thing. I hate to say it, but it does honestly feel like a lot of female writers are not getting the omnibus treatment. Like the Nancy Collins Swamp Thing, I think surprised a lot of people. I don't think anybody saw that one coming.
Right.
So
I do recommend. Yeah, I do recommend. Gail Simone's Secret Six. That's a really, really fun story. If you're a fan of Bane, oh, it's so good, especially a serious Bane, not a Harley Quinn goofy Bane. I don't think that'll ever get an omnibus, even though, speaking of female writers getting omnis, her Batgirl is getting one, which is pretty cool.
I think Gail Simone's the exception to that.
Her Wonder Woman. Yeah, you're right. You're right. She is. Yeah. Red Sonja.
I mean, aside from Gail Simone, I can't really think of any. I mean, like I said, the Nancy Collins one kind of came out of nowhere.
Right.
But aside from that, I don't think a lot of the female writers are getting, and maybe that'll change, especially with Marvel. Marvel seems to be pretty progressive, I guess you could say. So, well, I guess you got the Amanda Connor Harley Quinn stuff, the Connor and Palmiotti one. Those one did so, but I don't know. Maybe you'll start to see more. Who knows, man? Maybe you will see it, or at least maybe not an Omni, but at least maybe a deluxe hardcover or a completed collection trade paperback edition that you could take and bind. I mean, I guess there's a couple other options, but I don't know.
Do you think we'll ever see a Daniel Kibble-Smith new, what was it, Young Avengers? New Warriors, Safe Space Snowflake Omnibus Companion?
Nope. God, not in a million years. I don't think it's gonna last long enough to even make a deluxe edition, let alone an omnibus.
I hope they get to a premiere hardcover at least.
I really hope. He's a genius writer. He's really funny. He's a really smart, intelligent guy. Right. I really hope he's just trolling people with this shit. Like, I really, really do. And I don't mean it like in a way where they're gonna be like, surprise, I'm actually like a straight, like I don't mean it like that either, but like the names and stuff. He has like it has to start off like that, and then they're gonna like turn into some crazy super duper badass, and their names are gonna be like something that's fitting and really cool and not Snowflake and Standoff or whatever the hell its name is. Like
safe space. I'd love a Snowflake in Safe Space kill the Marvel Universe story. That'd be great. You're not progressive enough. What do you mean? Thor is a woman? Why not a transgender woman? Get the fuck out of here. You're dead. Great. I mean, we'll see what happens, I guess.
I hope. I mean, like I said, he's a good writer, so I hope that I'm wrong. But he has been known to troll people before and like try to piss people off. Like when he made Santa Claus. I don't remember the name of the book, but he wrote that book where Santa Claus was a big gay black man. Remember that?
Yeah.
So and he doesn't do it to like make fun. He does it to make fun of like the hardcore, like right wing, people. He's not doing it to like make fun of, gays or anything like that. But it's, I don't know, just Safe Space and Snowflake. Like those are the names you can come up with. And like the one girl has a Dora the Explorer backpack. That's her superpower. Like, come on. I don't know. That it doesn't seem right to me. It just seems like there's something fishy going on there.
It's gonna be.
I mean, it's definitely getting press for all the wrong reasons, but it's definitely getting press and it's definitely getting people talking.
But it's just one of those things. It's gonna last for a few months, and then no one's gonna remember these characters. It's just gonna go by the wayside. I mean, even like. We both praised the way DC introduced the new Green Lanterns, Jessica Cruz, and I don't even remember the other dude's name. I don't even remember it anymore, which is not good because he's not an old character, but he just sort of vanished again after the whole Green Lantern series,
didn't he? I forgot about that.
So, I mean, they did a great job of introducing them. It felt very organic. It wasn't forced at all.
What was his name? Was it Simon?
Something with an S. Yeah, it's. I'm sure someone's screaming at us right now.
Fuck, I want to say his name was Simon, because he was
Simon Baz. Yep, Simon Baz. Yep.
Simon,
You're right. I didn't even Google it all the way.
His thing was that so Jessica Cruz was like a Hispanic female, and he was a Muslim. Yeah, and goddamn, his costume looks sweet too. That was a badass design. I really like the design a lot.
And I think they handled it well. There was that whole.
Sam Humphries did a really good job.
Yeah.
Right. It was a little slow at first, but once it picked up, it was really good.
Right. And it felt like super organic, and it didn't feel forced. It wasn't over the top calling him. I don't want to make some kind of controversial comment here, but like some kind of Muslim specific name. They were just like, no, he's just Simon Baz. He joins the Green Lantern Corps. Like, this shouldn't be an event. Like, the whole point is to make it so that everyone's on an equal playing field. So like, why is it a huge event that we have this team of progressive characters? Like, that defeats the purpose of making it's just so.
Like I said, I feel like there's something going on.
I hope
there's a troll or something going on.
Someone's gonna pull the pants.
And man, haven't all the Green Lantern Corp issues during the Johns era been collected in trades, hardcovers, and sprinkled in omnis? I don't know if they're in any of the omnis. I know they've been collected in like the small thin hardcovers. There's like 7 or 8 volumes or something like that, but I don't even know if that collected all of them or not. I remember because I used to have those hardcovers. They were like really tiny, like deluxe editions. But I don't remember if it collected all of them because it was like 63 issues, and I don't know if it collected them all. But not like in this custom bind that I got. Like, this is like the way that this is mapped out is how you're like supposed to read it, and nothing is collected in the way that mine's mapped out. So
yeah,
I am beyond excited for that.
The only weird thing about one of your mappings, and I think it's one of the Batman ones, is I think you have an issue with Spider-Man in it.
Okay, a couple things. 2 things, actually. So there are actually 2 Batman/Spider-Man team-up books that are in there. But then what you're referring to is in the back of one of my Batman volumes that got bound, there is a issue of Spider-Man from the Chip Zdarsky run. It's like issue 4 of the Chip Zdarsky run that's in the back of a Batman bind. And I went, what the fuck is this? Turns out the bindery messed up, and somehow it actually like accidentally gotten that book mixed in. So I'm gonna actually probably end up going through with like an X-Acto knife and like carving it out to the best of my ability just to get it out of there. But yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. Mark, hey, I think this is a new face. I've just gone back to Sandman Mystery Theater after about 20 years and found it great stuff. Have you read it?
I have read whatever DC decided to print. I think they did 2 trade paperbacks, so like 24 issues, and then they stopped printing the new trade paperbacks. So that's all I've read. I did like it though. It's very, very wordy book. Very wordy book.
Yes. Current Star Wars run is new canon for what happened right after Empire Strikes Back and before Return of the Jedi movies. Yes, that is true. That Darth Vader book, God, that cliffhanger after issue 1, fuck, so good. So good. Gautham, do you think the Wolverine omnibus in September will have a flat spine? Well, the ones now that you can order currently do, so I would assume they're all going to be the same build. I assume that, I don't know why they'd push it back to September, though, unless they're just trying to get more sales. Because I feel like the books have already been printed. I mean, especially if Amazon got them. So I feel like they're already printed. There's probably just boxes of Wolverine Omnis just sitting in a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what pushing the date back would get them in sales. Like, there's no benefit.
Well, the issue right now is that, like, for instance, I sold a book on eBay going on almost a month ago now. And the guy, unfortunately, lives in New York, and I mailed it to him. And to my knowledge, according to eBay and according to the tracking I have, it left Jersey City and should have made its way to New York, and it's lost. It's nowhere to be found. So luckily, I added insurance. So when it comes back to bite me, it'll be okay because I insured it. But yeah, like a lot of books right now with the USPS, so, like I haven't had any issues. Stuff's actually been arriving to me earlier than normal, but like New York, Michigan, a lot of those places, like books are getting lost left and right. Like I've heard so many people say like that they just gave up, and after 2 months the package just randomly showed up at their house one day.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot going on. So it could be, it could very well have to deal with all that stuff going on right now too.
Makes sense.
Very, very possible. Matt D, what is up, guys? Have you guys decided what collected edition of a series you want to get for hardcovers? If you can get it multiple ways, like Deluxe Omnibus, I see this a lot for Vertigo.
Yeah, honestly, I've really come to prefer a deluxe edition or an absolute. Yeah, I mean, I like the thinner book just because if it's an official release, I just trust that it'll be easier to read. It's really what it comes down to, like the Omnis, especially from DC. I mean, the Vertigo ones actually seem to be okay now, like the Hellblazer one you got.
Yeah, no, the Hellblazer one feels really solid, and I've heard zero complaints from anybody else about it.
Right, and so maybe the Vertigo side of things, maybe they're putting more money. I mean, I don't know how all that works, but I do prefer deluxes now more so than Omnis. I've found
they're just easier to read.
Right. Yeah.
And really, an absolute is a deluxe. Oftentimes, it's just a really huge deluxe, like tall, like lengthwise. But
right.
I'm really falling in love with the custom. I mean, I've been in love with custom binds for a very long time. But the more because before it was just me custom binding my own things, and then I started to find other collectors that did custom binds, and then other collectors that were parting with custom binds, and I'm like, well, I can't let these custom binds go to some random home. Like, I need to take care of these, like, so I've been acquiring other things like that. And like, I'm really falling in love with the world of custom binds. It also helps that I have an amazing friend who does dust jackets for me. and make some really, really cool and fun shit that is like 10 times better than what you'd ever see on an official release. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Who said I was talking about you?
The hardcover comic at gmail.com.
Yes.
Ask for Mike. Matt doesn't even check the email anymore because it messes
up.
No,
I used to try to help manage it and stuff, and then it just got to the point where everything was about DJs. Like nobody was emailing us about anything else except for DJs, and I was like, my OCD kicked in with like the inbox. Like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I give up.
Yeah.
So I still check. Like, I'll check it every once in a while, but
yeah, keep it to one email thread, please. Don't start 17 email threads.
Galtham, what Omni Deluxes are you guys looking forward to the most? Postal. That's my number one right now. According to Amazon, it drops June 4th. Someone said they think it'll be at IST on Tuesday, which if that's the case, I will order from IST. But Postal is my number one for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one the most.
I remember we talked about this a couple streams ago.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, there's some great stuff coming out. I'm really excited for the Sandman Classic Omnis. I mean, I don't know about Lucifer Volume 2 anymore, but I can't get number 1. But aside from that, there's some great stuff like Black Hammer. There's a whole bunch of library editions coming out for that.
Yes, that'll be a lot of fun.
Absolute Swamp Thing Volume 2 by Alan Moore, Green Arrow by Mike Grell. Morrison's third Batman Omni, the Dini Batman Omni. I mean, there's some dope stuff. There's these Neil Gaiman library editions coming out from Dark Horse Comics as well, collecting some of his miniseries. The Books of Magic Omnibus. I'm pumped. There's a lot of cool stuff happening.
I hope the future Blu-ray release of TCWS7 just edits the Siege of Mandalore into movie form. That'd be interesting to see. I don't know. Now that Disney's running shit, we'll have to see what happens. Right. Yeah, I agree. Wolverine Omni Volume 1, that one I'm looking forward to. The all-dressed chips are the best solution out there. Do Canadians still blame Vince for screwing Bret Hart out of the WWF Championship? I've always wanted to ask a real Canadian this.
I guess I'm not real enough for you, Steve. I know nothing about WWF or WWE.
Mike wasn't born yet. Were you alive for the Montreal screw job at 27 or 97?
97? Yeah, I was 4 years old. So I mean,
he doesn't remember the Montreal screw job.
Canadian
says that they will never forget the Montreal screw job.
There you go. That's why he's moving to the States.
Does anyone know when IST will get new stock of the Uncanny X-Force? We don't, man, especially with the whole COVID thing. It's right. Just keep your eyes peeled. Yeah. It's really hard right now to say. It's been crazy with all this, so you just really got to kind of keep your eyes peeled. Hey guys, sorry I missed on the show. Gonna catch you tomorrow. Hope you guys are well, and thanks for the content. Thanks, Rosie. He's in our chat, our read group.
Yeah.
Greg, I can't believe they haven't made a Sandman TV show yet. They are not doing a Sandman TV show yet that I'm aware of. However, they are doing a live audiobook. And they've actually released a casting for the audiobook. And so you got McAvoy as Morpheus.
Yeah.
You've got Kat Dennings as Death. You got lots of big names. I can't even remember who all they are now off the top of my head, but tons and tons of big names for the Sandman audio drama. So I'm actually kind of interested to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
I can't remember who the hell they got to do Constantine, but it's not Matt Ryan, and I was pissed.
A Sandman TV show. It's sort of like it's like an Invincible TV show, right? Where it's like the budget would just have to be
insane,
monumental,
or it would have to be animated. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be nice. I'd love a Sandman TV show, but like it comes to a certain point where like every episode would have to be its own self-contained story. That's just because there are arcs. There are like 12 issue stretches in Sandman where each issue is like its own story that somehow intertwines. I mean, the budget would have to be, it'd have to be substantial or animated.
Yes. A Sandman series is being developed by Netflix.
There you go.
That's news to me, so that'll be interesting to see what comes of that. Black Science Premiere Volume 3 is dropping next week.
Yes.
Netflix. I don't think why the Last Man show fell apart. They just fired their lead actor and recast him. Well, that's good because I know that the original showrunner, there was a lot of, or maybe it was the director, I don't know, there was a lot of back and forth with the studio, with AMC, I think is where it was going to be at, or FX, one of those two. Whatever studio is going to be at, there's a lot of kind of back and forth. They wanted to change a bunch of stuff, and there was a lot of back and forth. So I'm glad to hear that that's still ongoing then.
That's cool.
Conroy Jet, welcome to the show. Alan Moore's Supreme is the best Superman. All-Star Superman is a close second.
Okay, fair enough.
Mike, sure. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I thought Alan Moore did a good job writing actual Superman stories as well, but yeah.
Oh yes, Walt Simonson. Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, Walt Simonson is solid.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Darwin Cook.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to remember all this stuff on the drop.
There's a lot, especially when you're thrown on the spot.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that is true as well. I loved his Harleen.
Thank you guys. Yep, we all came up with these.
Oh, how could I forget this one? Mike Allred.
That's right.
Yeah, Mike Allred got Madman Atomica in a great price. How the hell could I forget that one?
It's all you.
Is Curse Words by Ryan Brown good? Thinking I should pull the trigger on the Kickstarter. Yes, that is Charles Soule writing, Ryan Brown on art, and Curse Words is a lot of fun. It's you could tell Ryan and Charles Soule they had a lot of fun doing that book. So Big J today, welcome to the show, sir. Hey guys, I got my first omnibus. Woohoo! Jeff Johns Green Lantern Volume 1. I've seen videos on how to break an omnibus in, but is there a proper way to hold one while you read it? Flat on your desk.
Flat on your desk, yeah.
Yeah, especially those monsters like that, man. If you can read, but then you're kind of hunched over. That sucks. Especially like me, it shit hurts my back. What I'll do sometimes is I have two things that I'll do. So sometimes I'll kind of kick back, and if I kick back like that, I'll do one of two things. I'll either one have like a pillow on my lap, and then the book resting in the pillow to help kind of reduce some of the pressure, and it's more comfortable on your lap. The second thing I would do is I actually bought last year, I got a like a laptop lap desk, I guess you could say. It has like a spotlight and everything on it. It's amazing, and it's memory foam on the bottom, so it's really comfortable on your legs, and it works great for omnis. And I'll just like lay stuff flat on that, and then I can kind of prop it up on my legs or however I wanted to do it in bed. That thing is awesome. Plus, it has the built-in light, so I don't have to. My wife doesn't get mad at me if I'm reading in bed, things like that. So
right, yeah. That's the way to go.
Those are really the best ways. Or prepare to stretch and then hurt your back. Jeremy, what's up, guys? Late to the show, but decided to drop in for a bit. What's up, Jeremy? Phil Duran, no for Spider-Man animated series, yes, but overall comic book animated series, it's definitely Batman the Animated.
Yeah.
Robert did not get a notification.
Sorry, Robert. Damn YouTube.
Damn YouTube all over again. Are you really subscribed, Robert? Are you? Is that why?
I'm gonna look through the list.
He also reads an omnibus at a desk or a table. Have you guys read Gail Simone's Red Sonja omnibus? That series surprised the hell out of me by how good it was. I have not yet, just because it's not that I'm not interested. Just my backlist is so fucking big. I just don't have time. I gotta really start narrowing stuff down.
Yeah, same here. I want to get the actual hardcover too. I need to get my hands on it somehow. We'll see.
Let's see. Oh, Canadian was yelling at us. Simon Baz.
Yeah, see, it happens. We got it eventually, though.
Yeah, we did. Thanks to the power of Google.
Well, I hadn't even Googled it yet, man. That was.
Oh, you didn't?
You said Simon, and then Baz popped in. So
nice.
That's how it went.
JT, how do I contact you about my omnibus cover? The hardcover comic at gmail.com. That's where you can also send us your unboxing video. And then me and Mike can put some voices to it and do that for you. Greg, according to Near Mint Condition, Marvel is trying out new printers. That's what led to the flat spines. He also said it should be going back. That's good, because I have a lot of flat spines with my customs as well as rounded, and I gotta say I really prefer rounded over flat.
Rounded.
In the very beginning, I think I liked flat to begin with, but now, like, the more and more I do it, I really, really prefer rounded.
Yeah, me too.
What about custom binds attracts you? Is it that you get to own collections that haven't been collected before, or do you enjoy the whole effort of putting the floppies together, designing DJs, etc.?
All of it.
Yeah, it's all of it, plus the fact that it's custom. And I've said this to so many other people. Like, there was somebody earlier tonight in one of the groups that was saying, "Hey, I'm brand new to custom binds. I have these floppies, but nothing is officially complete. Like, should I just bind them?" Or it's up to you, man. Like, that's what's so beautiful about custom binds, is that it doesn't matter what I would collect or what Mike would collect or what anybody else would collect. It's about what makes you happy. What do you want to collect? If you don't want an entire run because you loved issues 1 through 6, but 7 through 12 sucked, and then 13 on were great again, and you skipped those 6 because you hated them, you can do that. That's the beautiful thing about custom binds, and that's what really attracts me to them, is that they're custom. You can, obviously content that's never been created before is great, or never been created, never been collected, is great. That's a huge plus, but it's all about you and like what you want to collect, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, I also do prefer that at least the ones that I've had made are a lot easier to read than official omnibus releases. Try to read the official 52 omnibus. Good luck. I can read my 52 custom binds, no problem. No problem. No, Not an issue at all. Any way I want to, laying down on my back, sitting at my desk, standing up, looking down at a child. I could read it any way I want to.
What?
It's when you got the little kid binding your books for you, little slave labor you got going on.
Standing down, looking at a child.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's great. I love custom binds, man. It's just they're the freedom with it. It's freedom, I am a Canadian, but there's something about freedom. It makes me feel I get that American rush, I guess that's why I like it so much.
Yeah. Still don't consider myself a comic expert, but what's the difference between a curved or flat omnibus spine? Flat, it's harder to have those eye holes that people really like.
Yeah,
that's just the way that the book is bound. You don't always get the nice eye hole. Curved is a little more preferred, I guess, because it does kind of give a little bit of a wider eye hole and things to your book, so it's a little bit easier to read. It's a little bit nicer on the spine. You don't have to worry about things kind of maybe falling apart. You don't have as much gutter loss, which is another reason why people love eye holes, is because it opens up more, because it's it curves and it opens up more, so there's less gutter loss. Whereas the flat spines there's a stiff board in there, and there's no flex, there's no give, it's just flat. So
really the only advantage to the flat ones is when it's sitting on your bookshelf and you can see the spine, right? Because the spine's flat at that point.
Yeah. And even then it's not
worth it, though. I mean,
yeah. And man, I live in New Jersey, and a postal worker informed me that some packages sent from the Midwest area to the East Coast have mysteriously vanished. I had a few IST orders, Amazon and eBay orders just vanish.
Yeah.
Man, I hope that no, because you live in New Jersey. The one I shipped to is in Brooklyn. Yeah, the one that I mailed out to the guy got to New Jersey, got to Jersey City, and then it departed Jersey City, and it's now been gone. It's just vanished. No one knows where the hell it is. Is the postal OHC covering everything postal? I thought there's some additional stuff not being collected. So postal ran for 25 issues, so it does collect all 25 issues. And then there was some one shots like Postal Mark and Postal I don't remember the name of the other one. But there's a couple one shots, and then there's a new, like a second series that was starting called Postal Deliverance. Postal Deliverance will not be included into the Postal Complete collection. The Postal Complete collection that's going to be dropping is only covering issues 1 through 25. And I want to say, let me double check real quick, but I want to say it also covers Postal Mark. But now I'm second guessing myself. Damn it, look what you made me do. 1 second here. Let me double check. I know it collects 1 through 25. I do know that. So it collects the whole main series. Yes, it does include Postal Mark and Postal Laura. So it just doesn't have the Postal Deliverance, is what it's not going to collect. And it's not going to collect. There's a spin-off series while this one was going on called East of Eden. Is that what it was called? Something Eden. Shit. I can't think of the name of it now. But there was sort of like a mini series that was going on around the same time that this was like in the mid-teens, 20s of when it was being released. So the Eden miniseries is also not included into that. It's strictly just the main series and then Postal Mark and Postal Laura. Eden Falls, that's what it was called. God damn, Eden Falls. Eden Falls is not going to be included in there, which is really kind of a bummer because Eden Falls, that was a good book. Did you ever read that, Mike? Eden Falls? I bet now I'm confusing Gideon Falls with Eden Falls.
A while ago,
Eden Falls. It was called Eden Falls, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I just want to make sure.
Tithe postal thinking crossover,
yep. That was the crossover one. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, yes, Eden's Fall. Eden's Fall, that's what it was.
Eden's Fall. Yeah, that was fun.
Let's see. I ordered Daredevil by Brubaker Volume 2, and it got lost as well. Had to request a refund. The only good news about that is at least you ordered through Amazon.
Right.
Luckily, there's nothing too expensive with the exception of a pretty rare manga volume that is now going for $300 plus. Although shipping for that particular book seems shady, they did refund me. Well, that's good. Yeah, and if the guy still has never contacted me, so maybe he got it and it just didn't update tracking because he has never once contacted me about it. But if he does, I did insure it, so we're good. They are indeed making a Sandman TV show on Netflix. The scripts have been written, everything. They just haven't started shooting yet. Well, that'll be interesting. Matt Ryan? No. I'm not sure which version you're referring, but Matt Ryan's great. If you're saying Matt Ryan is not a good Constantine, sir, we're gonna have issues. No, I'm kidding. Matt Ryan is great. Yeah, everybody's like Netflix is so off. Man, come on, guys, where are you at? Obviously, we were unaware of this. He's hoping his hoarder's not lost to IST Void.
It's all these Asian hornets.
Yeah, the murder hornets. Would you want to see Kevin back writing comics? If so, who or what would you want to see him tackle?
I think he has been writing. I think he did Hit Girl like last year, right? I mean, that wasn't too long ago. That might be
2 or 3 years ago at this point. That was a while ago.
I guess so.
Yeah, Hit Girl wasn't. That was at least 2 years, maybe even longer.
Hit Girl Season 2, written by Kevin Smith, started February 13th, 2019.
Oh, bullshit.
On imagecomics.com, sir.
Oh, God.
So, I mean, last year.
Slower than I thought.
It was Season 2, so maybe Season 1 is what you were thinking about.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but either way, I guess that's what he's been doing. And it's not necessarily a character I was too hot to see more content for, but...
Awesome. Thanks so much for answering my question. Keep up the great work with the channel, guys. I love it. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. A lot of people are answering other questions and things in here, so this is fun. I like that other people are jumping in when we're not. That's great.
Yeah.
Conroy Jet, thanks for introducing me to the option of custom binds. Looking to custom bind Alan Moore's 1963 for my first custom bind in the near future. That's awesome, man. Congrats.
Going to be custom binding my Halo Jones soon.
Custom binds is it's like tattoos, man. Once you start, you don't stop. It's addictive. I think I might be the guy you ship to in Brooklyn. Is that what's your what did you order? Now I'm curious to see. I'm gonna laugh if it is. If it is, we'll get it worked out, man, because I got insurance on it, so we're good. But I'm interested, like either what's your eBay name and or what did you buy? Now I'm curious. But either way, we'll get it worked out. I should say all the Vanish packages were from USPS. Yep, that's exactly what's been happening. FedEx and UPS have been fine for me for the past few months. Correct. So whenever I'm ordering off of IST and stuff, I'm now paying that extra $4 to upgrade to the UPS ground shipping, because I was so nervous when even Jeff was nervous when he was shipping all those customs and stuff. Even he was getting nervous. And our first set of boxes so it's like it hits the last stop in Des Moines before it comes to my house. And it sat in Des Moines for 3 days. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then they showed up. So I was like, oh, thank God. And then when he sent my Green Lanterns, they actually arrived 2 days early. So I was like, oh, this is cool.
You never know.
Shout out to the comic fans that serve their respective countries. Yep. Memorial Day is coming up. So, big shout out to everyone that has served. Vanish packages ever come out of the Phantom Zone? I have seen them, but they are rare. Most of the time, Vanish packages never come out of the Phantom Zone. They remain. But I have seen some that have been lost for like 2 months and then just randomly show up one day. So it is a possibility. Unlikely, but it is a possibility. I have actually seen it before, and I have heard other people say that it's happened to them. So and then Greg, Netflix doing Sandman makes me nervous. I really did not care for their Lock and Key series. I gave up watching by the 5th episode. Well, that's not fair. I mean, okay. Was the books?
I don't know if that's Netflix's fault though. That's
correct.
They just
because I mean, from what I understand right now, Netflix are doing they're doing 2 new animated Masters of the Universe series. One of which that Kevin Smith is actually the showrunner on. And the one that Kevin Smith is doing, from the sounds of it, it's gonna be like for hardcore fans and like the classic fans. Like, we're supposed to just absolutely love it and adore it. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. I mean, Netflix does do some good shit. They're not afraid to take chances and take risks and stuff. I mean, they've done a lot of shows where what's that one? The ghost one with the Hill House or whatever, Haunting on Hill House or whatever that one was called.
That was a great show.
That one was good. They took a chance with that one. That was great. There was that one that they were not afraid to like really shake people up with. Like, well, my wife watched it. 13 Reasons Why.
Okay.
That was another show that really kind of touched on a lot of crazy taboo subjects, and I don't think Netflix is afraid to tackle this stuff. So it'll be
some of the stand-up specials they put out have some pretty crazy jokes in there too. So I mean, it all depends on who's actually working on making the show a reality.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to who's the showrunner.
Yep.
So
we'll see.
If they get Neil Gaiman doing it, that'd be, it'll never happen, but that would be amazing.
I mean, he's got to be involved in
executive producer. Did he executive produce American Gods?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
I
know he was involved with that.
I need to go back and rewatch that, because I watched the first season, I watched some of the second, and then I got busy and forgot about it. So I actually need to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna run through real quick here. Mike looks like he's exhausted. It's almost 2 a.m. where he's at, so we're gonna run through these last few questions, and then we're gonna head out for the night. The book was better. I understand his thought process, but I hate when people are aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Usually with that, it's like, hey, the book's better, but if you don't want to read it, I totally understand. It's your loss, though.
I had some packages I ordered from Right Stuff, which had its headquarters in Iowa, sit and not move for weeks via USPS. One of them vanished, and they sent replacements, which, from what I hear, they are. Oh, that's cool of them that they did that. Normally reluctant to do so quickly. I would enjoy a Sandman TV series featuring Wesley Dodds, and set in the 1940s, the original Sandman. Not Morpheus, but Sandman with the mask and gun.
The amount of BBC detective, shows that have been made over the years in various eras of history. I mean, I don't see why that would not be a possibility.
Yeah,
be cool.
JT, check your mailbox. Well, that's all on Mike. I quit checking that thing. Greg, the He-Man series. Yeah, man. Mark Hamill's voicing Skeletor. So that's exciting. Kevin Conroy is voicing Merman. Chris Wood, who is Melissa Benoist's husband, is doing He-Man / Prince Adam. Then you got fucking Henry Rollins is Triclops. You've got, dude, they've got like Susan Eisenberg is Sorceress, I want to say. Sarah Michelle Gellar is gonna play Tila. Like they've got so many awesome actors, dude, that is gonna be voicing this. It's gonna be absolutely bonkers. Like it is going to be incredibly insane. So I'm very, very, very excited.
I'm glad they're putting in the effort.
Neil Gaiman was certainly very closely involved with the production of Good Omens, which was very faithful to the book. I did watch that. That was a good show. I never read the book, but the show's great. You get that a lot with manga. Most people always prefer it over the anime adaptation. All right, last question of the night. I think this one's from Mike. I saw he asked it earlier, and I think we glossed over it. So, Mike, I'm assuming you said something about this earlier, but tell me why Dead Space is your favorite horror game series. Did you mention that while I was gone?
Did I? I don't think so. I did like Dead Space, though. I remember the first time I played it was, I think it was like Halloween back in high school. That game is scary as shit. I'm also a fan of, like, ever since Alien, I'm a fan of space horror, because it's like, even if you escape, like, what are you escaping to?
Well, yeah, in space, no one can hear you scream.
Right, exactly. And Dead Space was fun because the game, like, basically the way you shoot is you can either shoot vertically or horizontally. And you're trying to cut the limbs off of these aliens that are sort of crawling or on the walls or on the ceiling or on the floor. And so you'd have to switch the rotation of your gun from vertical to horizontal. And that would add to the horror of it. And then it had that sort of Resident Evil thing where you could, like, barely move as you're shooting and aiming. So it's like, you know, it's just so frantic and hectic when all these little aliens are running up to you. That was fun. I don't know if I mentioned it. Maybe I did. I've had, you know, couple glasses of this beer. So.
Did you get JT's email?
I saw a couple emails come.
And then Greg, to answer your question here, if it pops up. So it says that it's not that the book was better, it's more that it had the Harry Potter feel. Yes, I agree with you. That's actually one of the very first things I said when I started watching it. Because I'm a huge Lock and Key nut. So when this came out, I was super on board with it. I saw the Harry Potter thing as the trailer. I was like, ooh, Harry Potter. Excuse me. While I'm not a huge fan of it, after going back and rereading the books again when the show's coming out, I think the reason why is because the books, I don't know how long it's been since you've read them, but the books are like, once I reread them again, I'm like, God damn, those books are a lot darker than I remember them being. Like, I don't remember them being that dark. The books are dark.
Yeah.
Whereas this show, especially with it being a cast of children,
right,
they were trying to make it appeal to a wider audience. Hence the Harry Potter feel. Now, I'm with you. I would prefer that they would have kept the much darker tones. I'm with you 100% on that. But I have a feeling that that's why they went the route that they did, is because they really wanted to get it to appeal to a much wider audience.
Yeah.
Because you're looking, like, you have families or whoever have no idea what the hell Lock and Key is, flipping through it. They see a cast of kids and, you know, weird keys that open. They're gonna be like, oh, it's a family show. And then they start watching. If they kept it as true to the books as, you know, and as dark and things of the source material, people, it wouldn't have done as well. So they have to appeal to that wider audience, which is probably why they felt the need to go that route.
Yeah.
But
it's true. It's true.
But yeah, I'm with you. I wish they would have kept it darker, but that book is dark. I forgot how dark that fucking book was. And then I started reading it again, and I was like,
if anyone has missed out on Lock and Key, there is an upcoming omnibus that will collect.
Yeah, the hardcover compendium.
Right.
Whoop, whoop. I'm excited. I'm double dipping.
Oh shit.
I got it in digital. I got it in master locks or the master editions, and now I'm gonna get this compendium. Like, I'm triple dipping. All right. I love Lock and Key. So the Alien series scream, but they like it that way.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you very, very much. We greatly appreciate everything, especially for everybody. I think tonight was actually our largest viewing that we've ever had. We had at one point like 47 people live watching, which may not seem like a lot, but for us, that's huge. So yeah, especially with no notice, it was just literally asked Mike, "Hey, do you want to jump on?"
yeah.
So yeah, so thank you guys very much for everything. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're almost at that 6,000 mark, and yeah. So thank you guys very much. And until next time, the power is yours.
You stay classy, internet. Thank you all very much.